Hello students, in this today's lecture, that is the lecture number 7. Lecture number 7, we are going to discuss the rules for the IUPAC nomenclature of the alicyclic compounds. That is nothing but the cyclic hydrocarbons. Okay, those compounds which containing one or more rings of 3-membered, 4-membered, etc. They are resemble with the aliphatic hydrocarbons in their characteristics. That's why they are called aliphatic cyclic compounds. Nothing but the alicyclic. Alicyclic nothing but aliphatic plus cyclic. So aliphatic means ALI first three letters and cyclic. So this is to put together alicyclic. Alicyclic means aliphatic and cyclic. Now here now we are going to discuss the monocyclic compounds. In these monocyclic compounds only one ring will be present. How to naming these mono alicyclic compounds? Okay, now we know in the IUPAC name, so there are total 5 parts. The first part will be the secondary prefix, next one will be the primary prefix, after that we have word root, next primary suffix and secondary suffix. Now in the starting classes I explained that the what is the significance of a primary prefix. Primary prefix only corresponding to cyclic compounds. This is corresponding to cyclic compounds. So the primary prefix which we have to use the cyclo in case of a monocyclic compounds before the word root. Before the word root we have to mention the cyclo in case of a cyclic compounds. And what about the secondary prefix? That is corresponding to name of the substituent. Name of what? Substituent. And word root will be corresponding to number of carbons in the parent chain. In the parent chain. Primary suffix corresponding to the degree of unsaturation, that is the multiple bond, double bond, triple bond, that is ENE, YNE, etc. And the secondary suffix will be corresponding to name of the functional groups. Name of the functional groups. Okay. Now here the best example here 3-membered cyclic hydrocarbon cyclopropane, and 4-membered will be cyclobutane. 5-membered you see cyclopentane, but there is a one pi bond is there, that's why cyclopentene. That means here secondary prefix is not there, only there is a primary prefix is there, and next word root will be there. Word root will be there. After that primary suffix only there. Are you getting my point? So cyclo, that is the primary prefix, word root will be the pent, and primary suffix will be the ene. So that's why this is called cyclopentene. And the next example will be the cyclohexene. Cyclohexene. Suppose if the cyclic compound containing only one substituent, so it is need not to mention the position of that substituent. Suppose if more than 2 substitutions, more than one, that means 2 or more than 2 substitutions are present on the ring structure, then we have to mention the location of the substituents as a 1, 2, 3, 4 numbering. Okay, the numbering may be done either in clockwise direction or in anti-clockwise direction. That should always obey the lowest set of locants rule. That should always follow the lowest set of locants rule. This is very, very important. Okay, if the lowest set of locants rule will be failed, that means either in both clockwise and anti-clockwise direction, if the substitutions are present in the same position, then finally we have to see the name of the alphabetical order of the substitution. Name of the alphabetical order of the substituent. Let's suppose here we have the parent chain, that is a 5-carbon chain, that is the cyclopentane, and there is a substitution that is known as a CH3, that is the methyl group. This methyl group is a substituent. Yes or no? So that's why we are writing the secondary prefix first of all methyl, and primary prefix will be cyclo, word root will be pent, and the primary suffix will be ane. So that's why methyl cyclopentane. If only one substitution is present, need not to mention the position because it is obviously one. That's why 1-methyl cyclopentane. There is no any ambiguity. That's why if you do not write the number one position also, or if you write the position number one, there will be no any change. Okay. Suppose if two substitutions are present, let's suppose this is the first carbon, this will be the second carbon. Let's suppose on the two carbons there are two substitutions are there. In that case we have to definitely mention the position. Let's suppose if I am taking the first carbon, on the first carbon methyl and second carbon ethyl. Otherwise on the first carbon ethyl, second carbon methyl. There are two possibilities, clockwise and anti-clockwise. In that situation, from both the sides, if the lowest locant rule will be remain same, that means from clockwise you are getting the locants at 1 2. In anti-clockwise also you are getting the locants 1 2. That means in both the directions the lowest locant rule will be remain same. So if the lowest locant rule is not following, that is it is failed, then see the name of the alphabetical order of the substituents, according to which the group C2H5 is a ethyl and CH3 will be the methyl. So according to alphabetical order, E will first comes. That's why we are going to give the number one substituent, that is the ethyl, and number two substituent, that is the methyl. That's why I am writing according to alphabetical order, 1 ethyl, 2 methyl. This will be the secondary prefix. Cyclo will be the primary prefix, and next pent will be the word root, and finally an will be the primary suffix. Here there is no any functional group. If any functional group is there, that should be written at the last, that means after the primary suffix. Okay. Now here you see, here cyclohexane is there, and here let's suppose this is the first carbon, this will be the third carbon. Okay, in the first carbon there are two locants will be there, so that's why the numbering will be twice, repeated twice, and also in the third position there is a one more substitution is there. So this is the position of locants. Suppose if I am taking this is number 1 and this will be number 3, so you will get the first carbon one substitution. On the third carbon there are two substituents, dimethyl is there. So this is the set of locants. Now which is the lowest set of locants? First one will be the lowest set of locants. So we have to always give the numbering according to lowest set of locants. So that's why we are always giving the number 1 to the dimethyl, that means two substitutions are there, and number 3 will be given to the ethyl. So that's why in alphabetical order ethyl will come. So that's why I am writing 3 ethyl. On the first carbon there are two methyl groups are there. So whenever two similar groups are repeated, we have to mention some prefix di. Okay. So the number will be also repeated twice. That's why 1, 1 dimethyl. Okay. So up to here you have the secondary prefix. Next cyclo will be the primary prefix. Hex will be the word root, and n will be the primary suffix. Here also there is no any functional group. Okay. Suppose if multiple bond is present along with some other substitutions, so we have always give the priority to the unsaturation, that is will be the multiple bond. The multiple bond will have the more preference over the substitutions, and the multiple bond should always get the lowest number. The multiple bond carbon should always get the lowest number. Now in this case you see here double bond is there. Suppose if I am giving the number 1 here, number 2 here. Okay, first of all we have to give the first priority to the unsaturation. Then 1 2, this will be 4 3 4 5 6. So NO2 will be present on the 6th carbon. Suppose if I am giving the in clockwise direction. Suppose if I am giving the numbering in anti-clockwise direction, this will be first carbon, this will be second carbon, and on the third carbon you will get the nitro group. So here on the third position in anti-clockwise direction, NO2 group is present. So lowest locant will be the third carbon. So that's why I am giving the anti-clockwise direction. That's why 3 nitro, this is nothing but the secondary prefix. Cyclo, nothing but the primary prefix. Hex, nothing but the word root. Next there is a double bond between 1 and 2, that is called 1-ins. That's why this is the primary suffix. So hex 1-in, we can simply say 1 hexene. We can also write 3 nitro cyclo 1 hexene or hex 1 in cyclo 1 cyclohexene or cyclo 1 hexene, cyclo 1 hexene. Are you getting my pen? Otherwise cyclohex 1 in also. And next one, if you see here double bond is there, so there are two possibility. Let's suppose I am taking this is the first carbon, this will be the second carbon, first possibility. That means on the first carbon there is a pi bond is there, and in the second position there is a methyl group is there. Are you getting my point? That means the locant's position will be 1 2. But in case of another possibility, let's suppose if I am taking the first carbon, methyl substituted carbon, and also the double bond is also located in between 1 2. Are you getting my point? In both the cases double bond will be getting 1 2 position, but in this case the methyl group will also getting the lowest locant, that is 1. So that's why preferentially I am giving this number, and this will be the incorrect number. Okay, so according to this, on the first carbon there is a methyl substitution is there, cyclopent 1 in. So 1 methyl cyclopent 1 in. 1 methyl nothing but the secondary prefix, cyclo primary prefix, pent word root, 1 in will be the primary suffix. Here also there is no any functional group. Okay, now in this case you see there are two possibilities are there while giving the numbering. First of all, in this case, first to give the priority to the unsaturation double bond. Are you getting my point? Now here let's suppose if I am giving the first carbon numbering here, this will be the second carbon, this will be the third carbon. This is the first possibility. Otherwise I am giving first double bond carbon this one, second this one, then you go to the clockwise direction, third carbon, this will be fourth carbon, this will be fifth carbon. So there are two possibilities for giving the numbering in clockwise as well as in anti-clockwise. Now out of these two numbering, which numbering will be correct? Suppose in the first case the locant methyl group is present on the first carbon, simultaneously double bond is also located on the first carbon, double bond is also located on the first carbon, and the methyl group will next to methyl group will be located on the fifth carbon. So total 1 1 5, these are the three locants. Come to the second one. So pi bond will be located on the first carbon, and the methyl group will be located on the second carbon, and third methyl will be located on the that is second methyl located on the third carbon. Even though the third methyl will be nearest to as compared to the first numbering, in this case here the methyl will be located at the fifth carbon. In the second numbering it is located in the third carbon. But the thing is the next substitution we have to see. In both the cases first substitution number will be same, but in the second case, in the second numbering, if you see on the next number will be 1, here the next number will be 2. That means the lowest set of locants rule here is failed. Are you getting my point? Don't see the third locant. First of all you see the second locant. If the in both the numbering, if the second locant will be position will be same, then see the third locant position. If there is any distinguish in the second position, then we do not see the third location. Are you getting my point? That means the numbering from anti-clockwise direction is correct, and the numbering from the anti-clockwise direction will be incorrect, and the numbering clockwise direction will be correct. Are you getting my point? This numbering will be what? Incorrect numbering. Now according to this, on the first position methyl is there, and the fifth position is also methyl is there. So that's why 1, 5 dimethyl cyclopent here pent 1 in, cyclopent 1 in. And here also you see, suppose if I am giving the number 1 here, so there are two advantages to give the numbering 1 here, because on the first carbon methyl substitution is there. Also pi bond is also located. That's why we are getting the lowest locant 1, 1. And next to this will be 3, this will be 4, this will be 5, and this will be 6. So next locant will be on the fifth carbon. So 1, 1, 5. So on the first carbon, fifth carbon, 2 methyls are there. That's why 1, 2 dimethyl. Cyclo, hex 1 ene. Are you getting my pen? 1, 5 dimethyl secondary prefix. Cyclo primary prefix. Hex nothing but word root. Ane means primary suffix. Here also there is no secondary suffix, that is the functional group. In case of some functional groups, along with some substitutions also present, we have always give the first preference to the functional group. The functional group containing carbon should possess the lowest number. Yes or no? Now in this example you see here OH group is the functional group. So this is the first priority, number 1, and methyl group will be the number 3 carbon in anti-clockwise direction. If you move in clockwise direction, that will become 5th carbon. If you move in anti-clockwise direction, that will become 3rd carbon. So the lowest locant will be the 3rd carbon, because the OH group priority will be 1st carbon. So on the 3rd position methyl is there. So this is the cyclohexane, and on the 1st position ol is there. So we can simply say cyclohexanol. By default it is understood that the OH functional group should be always located on the first position, that is the lowest number position. Okay, now in this case amino group is the functional group, so that's why the amino group containing carbon should be lowest number, that is the first number. Then the possibility clockwise or anti-clockwise. Now I am going in clockwise direction so that the double bond will get the next lowest number, and also methyl group is also getting the lowest number. Are you getting my point? So that's why I am writing on the second carbon methyl group is there, cyclo hex 2 ene, and the functional group name is amine, hexanamine, hex 2 ene 1 amine. Now here the 2 methyl will be the secondary prefix, cyclo will be the primary prefix, hex will be the word root, 2 ene will be the primary suffix, and amine will be the secondary suffix. In this case there is a functional group is also. Okay, now here also ketone is the functional group, so that's why this will be getting the lowest number, first number. Then go to the double bond carbon, so 2 3. So on the 3rd position methyl group is there. This is the cyclohex 2 ene and 1 one. Cyclohex 2 ene 1 one. Okay, suppose if carbon containing functional groups are present on the ring, and these carbon containing functional group, the carbon will be not the part of the principal chain or parent chain. When the carbon atom of a functional group is not included in the parent chain, if it is not included in the parent chain, then the following prefixes and suffixes will be applied or used. Okay, this is a very important. Let's suppose I am using the carboxylic acid. We know in carboxylic acid carbon will be present. So if the carbon will be included in the parent chain, that's why I am writing within the bracket carbon. That means this carbon will be included in parent chain. When the carbon of the carboxylic group will be included in the parent chain, we know oic acid. Okay, suppose if the carbon of the carboxylic group is not included in the parent chain, not included in parent chain, so we have to use some prefix carboxy, and the suffix will be carboxylic acid. This is called special suffix. This is called what? Special suffix. Generally the carboxylic acid suffix will be, secondary suffix will be the oic acid. When the carbon of the carboxylic group will included in the parent chain. If the carbon of the carboxylic group is not included in the parent chain, there will be a special suffix known as a carboxylic acid. Similarly, this is the acid anhydride. There is no any prefix, only one suffix will be there, that is called oic anhydride. Now come to the ester. In ester, the carbon atom may be included in the parent chain or may not be included in the parent chain. So if I am writing within the bracket the carbon, that means the carbon will be included in parent chain. If the carbon is included in parent chain, okay, what will be the suffix? Alkyl, alkanoate. Otherwise we can simply say the IUPAC name. In IUPAC name the secondary suffix of ester will be O8, and the total name of organic compound will be alkyl alkanoate, but we have to remember the O8, the secondary suffix of ester. When the carbon of the ester functional group will be included in the parent chain is O8. Suppose if the carbon of the ester will not included in the parent chain, not included in parent chain, then we have to use some prefix alkoxycarbonyl, and we have to use the special suffix. What is the special suffix here? Alkyl carboxylate. Alkyl carboxylate. Similarly, here this is a acid halide. In acid halide, if the carbon within the bracket I am writing here, that means this is included. If I am not writing in the bracket, that is excluded. If the carbon of the functional group C-double-bond-O-X is not included in the parent, it is included in the parent chain, then we can say oil halide. If the halogen is chlorine, we can say oil chloride, oil bromide, and oil iodide. Okay. Suppose if the carbon of the acid halide it is not included, then we have to use the prefix haloform. If it is a substitution, when we use the haloform, haloformyl, when it is a substituent. Suppose if it is a functional group, then we have to use carbonyl halide, just like carbonyl chloride, carbonyl bromide. This is known as a special suffix. We have to remember the special suffix. Special suffix in the sense the carbon of the functional group is not included in the ring. Okay. Next to amide. If the carbon is included, so we have to use the amide. If carbon is not included in the parent chain, then we have to use the prefix carbamyl and special suffix known as a carboxamide. If aldehyde functional group carbon will be included in the parent chain, that is called oxo. Are you getting my point? This is the prefix and the secondary suffix will be al. If the carbon of the aldehyde group is not included in the parent chain, there is a prefix if it is a substituent formyl, and there is a special secondary suffix will be carbaldehyde. And last one, cyanide. So here cyano, when it is a prefix, nothing but the substitution. When it is not included in the parent chain, this is called carbonitrile. This is the special suffix. Are you getting my point? So normal suffix will be nitrile and special suffix will be carbonitrile. Whenever a functional group which containing carbon, that means carbon containing functional group. Let's suppose here we are adding one functional group. This functional group carbon containing. When a carbon containing functional group directly attached to the ring, so we have to use some carb to the secondary suffix. Example, carboxylic acid. This is the carboxylic acid. Suppose if it is included in the parent chain, we can say oic acid. But the functional group carbon is not included. That's why carboxylic, CHO, carbaldehyde, CN, carbonitrile. Are you getting my point? And next to CO, Cl, carbonyl chloride, that is the acid chloride. CONH2, carboxamide. These are the some special suffixes which we have to consider. Here carbon containing functional group, here except ketone. Here one exception is there, except ketone. Okay, except ketone, because in ketone is also carbon containing functional group. Now example, you see this is the cyanide functional group, that is not in the cyanide, carbon of the cyanide functional group not included in the, this is the 5 carbon parent. So total 5 carbons are there. So we are writing the cyclopentane, and there is a special suffix is there. What is the special suffix here? Carbonitrile. Okay, now what is the special suffix here? Carbaldehyde. So cyclohexane carbaldehyde. Now what is the special suffix here? CONH2 carboxamide. Carboxamide. Are you getting my pen? Now here this is the principal functional group, so that's why number 1. This is the number 2, 2-methyl cyclopentane carboxamide. So C double bond OH, generally oic acid, if the carbon of the carboxylic acid included in the parent chain. If it is not included in the parent chain, this is known as a carboxylic acid. This is known as what? Carboxylic acid. Cyclohexane carboxylic acid. Now this is the ester, the carbon of the ester functional group, it is not included. This is the parent chain. That's why we have to use special suffix, that is the carboxylate, cyclohexane. This is the alkyl portion. First of all, we have to write the alkyl portion, that is the ethyl. Cyclohexane, we have to use the carboxylate, and this is nothing but the carbonyl chloride. This is nothing but what? Carbonyl chloride. Okay, now here 3 functional groups are there. What is the super senior functional group among all these? That is the ester. Ester will be the senior functional group. Once selection of senior functional group, so that carbon should be the first carbon, and come to the numbering. Now the remaining 2, that is the aldehyde group is there, and this is the acid chloride is there. Both are considered as a simple substituents, because once the senior functional group is decided, the remaining all functional groups just they are considered as a simple substitutions. CHO is a prefix, that's why this is known as a formyl. COCl is also a prefix, this is known as a chloroformyl. Chloroformyl. In alphabetical order, C will comes first, that's why I am taking the number 3 here and number 5 here in clockwise direction. So first of all, in ester we have to write the alkyl part of the alcohol. So methyl is there, methyl. On the 3rd carbon chloroformyl is there. On the 5th carbon formyl is there. Total word root will be cyclohexane, and carboxylate will be the special suffix of ester. Similarly, here also 3 functional groups are there. The super senior functional group will be the principal functional group, or senior most functional group will be the carboxylic acid. Okay, after selection of the carboxylic acid, the group carboxylic acid containing carbon will be the first number, and come to the clockwise or anti-clockwise, in both the direction you have 3 5 or 5 3. That means the lowest locant rule is failed. So here we have to go through for the alphabetical order. Now this is the alkoxycarbonyl. So this is known as a methoxycarbonyl. This is the methoxycarbonyl. Okay, and this is the alkanoyl oxy. Alkanoyl oxy, that is known as a ethanoyl oxy. Out of these 2 groups, so in alphabetical order, E will first come. That's why the second preference will given to the lowest number to the ethanoyl oxy. Are you getting my pen? So in alphabet, ethanoyl oxy will comes first. Ethanoyl oxy. Ethanoyl oxy. And next on the 5th carbon, I am here the number is missing here. On the 5th carbon there is a methoxycarbonyl. Total 6 carbons are the hexane, and the special suffix will be the carboxylic acid. Yes or no? Now here in cyclic compounds, if there is a side chain is also present, then how to select the parent chain? Whether the parent chain will be the ring or side chain, how we can decide? With the help of the following order. First of all, identify principal functional group. If the principal functional group present in the ring must be the parent chain. If the principal functional group present on the side chain, the side chain must be the principal chain or parent chain. If the principal functional group is not there, then see the maximum number of unsaturation. That is the multiple bonds where double bond, triple bond locations are present. That is taken as the parent chain. If the multiple bonds are absent, then go for the maximum number of carbon atoms. If the ring contains the maximum number of carbon atoms, then the ring will be the parent chain. If the side chain contains the maximum number of carbon atoms, then the side chain will be the parent chain. If the number of carbon atoms in both the ring as well as the side chain will be remain same, then obviously we have to consider the ring only as a parent chain. Ring only as a parent chain. This is the last possibility if both the ring and side chain possess same number of carbon atoms. Okay. Now according to which we are going to writing some IUPAC nomenclature of the cyclic compounds. Okay. The first compound here is given. So this is the 3 carbon cycle is there. So on the side there is only 1 carbon is there. So 3 carbon will be the parent chain. So side chain will be the methyl. So simply we can say this is the methyl cyclopropane. Methyl cyclopropane. Okay. Now in this case also you see side chain has only 2 carbons, whereas the ring containing the 3 carbons. The maximum number of carbons will be present in the ring. That's why ring is the parent chain. Okay. So side chain has 2 carbons. That's why ethyl cyclopropane. Ethyl cyclopropane. Are you getting my point? Now next here side chain has how many carbons? Side chain has how many carbons? 3 carbons. Okay. Ring is also consider how many carbons? 3 carbons. So this is the last possibility. If both ring and side chain both possess the same number of carbon atoms, preferentially ring has to be taken the parent chain. Unless until there is no any substitution, there is no any unsaturation, there is no any multiple, there is no any functional group. Are you getting my point? So this is the propyl. This is the cyclopropane. Propyl cyclopropane, otherwise 1 propyl cyclopropane. So this is the first carbon. Are you getting my point? Propyl cyclopropane. Now here you see the side chain containing how many carbons? 3 carbons. Ring is also containing how many carbons? 3 carbons. But the thing is in the side chain there is a substitution is there. So go for priority of the substitution. So this will be the parent chain. Are you getting my point? Now give the numbering. So numbering we can say 1, 2, 3. Otherwise 1, 2, 3. There is a 2 possibilities. In the second possibility, the locations will be on the first and second carbon. Whereas in the first possibility, second and third carbon. Where the lowest location will be there? 1, 2. So that's why what I am writing 1 cyclopropyl, 2 chloropropane. 1 cyclopropyl, 2 chloropropane. This is the IUPAC name. Are you getting my point? Now here next, here we have 3 carbons. Side chain is also having the 3 carbons, but in the 3 carbon ring there is a substitution. That's why we are treating the ring will be the parent chain. Are you getting my point? So this is the first carbon, this will be the second carbon. Okay. So here on the first carbon chlorine is there, second carbon propyl is there. So I am writing 1 chloro, 2 propyl cyclopropane. Now the next example, if you see in the next example, in the side chain there are 4 carbons are there. Okay. Whereas in the ring there is only 3 carbons. So that's why we are treating the side chain as a parent chain. Okay. So here cyclopropyl, which is the substitution, and parent will be the butane. Word root will be but, and secondary prefix will be the secondary primary suffix will be the ane, so butane. Okay. Now here also there are how many carbons? 1, 2, 3 carbons. Here also 3 carbons, but in the side chain there is a substitution is there, so that's why we are treating the side chain as a parent chain. Yes or no? Now here you see this will be the first carbon, this will be the second carbon. Are you getting my point? On the first carbon, bromo. On the second carbon, cyclopropyl. These are the two substitutions. 1 bromo, 2 cyclopropyl, propane is the IUPAC name. Okay. Now come to the next example. In this example, you see in the side chain 1, 2, 3 carbons are there, but whereas in the ring there are 4 carbons are there, but in the side chain there is a functional group is there. That's why we are considering the side chain as a parent chain only. Okay. Now here if you see the numbering from both the directions, you are getting the OH group location will be 2, but from left to right if you see, you are getting the first number to cyclobutyl ring and second number will be OH. From right to left you will get the second and third, so lowest location will be 1, 2. Are you getting my point? So 1 cyclobutyl propane 2-vol or 2-propanol. 2-propanol. Yes or no? Because OH group is the functional group which is known as a ol, that is the location 2. Now here you see the functional group will be the amino. That's why even though the ring has the less number of carbon atoms, still I am considering it is as a principal chain. So this is the first carbon, this will be the what? Second carbon. Second carbon containing how many? The second carbon substitution will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So 2-pentyl cyclopropanamine, because the functional group will be amine. Cyclopropane 1 amine, otherwise cyclopropanamine. Yes or no? Now here side chain has the 3 carbons, ring is also having the 3 carbons, but there is a multiple bond on the side chain. Are you getting my point? So this will be the first carbon, this will be second, and this will be the third carbon. So the name will be 3-cyclopropyl prop 1-ene, that is 1-propene. Yes or no? Next, in this case the location, the numbering must be done in such a way that the double bonded carbon and methyl both are getting the lowest location here 1. So next number will be 2, 3, 4 and this will be the 5. So what is the location here? 1, comma, again 1, that is the double bond is 1, methyl is also 1 and chlorine will be 5. Okay. Suppose if I am taking the numbering, like this, suppose if I am taking this is the 1, this will be 2, this will be 3. Okay. Now here locations will be pi bond on the first carbon, methyl group on the second carbon and chlorine will be on the third carbon. Okay. So these are the locations 1, 2, 3. In first case 1, 1, 1. So here the first locant will be same. Come to the second locant on the first position, here the second position. This is not the lowest locant. So this will be the lowest locant. Yes or no? So this numbering will be the 115 will be the correct numbering. Are you getting my pen? Now come to the naming. 5-chloro 1-methyl cyclohex 1-ene, otherwise cyclohexene. Are you getting my point? 5-chloro 1-methyl cyclohex 1-ene. Now come to here there are 4 substitutions are there: fluoro, chloro, bromo and iodo. Now in this case you see, if you give the numbering from fluorine, next to chlorine, next to bromine, next to iodine. So what are the locants? 1, 2, 3, 4. Otherwise from iodine also 1, bromine 2, chlorine 3, fluorine 4. So again you are getting the same position 1 2 3 4 clockwise, 1 2 3 4 anti-clockwise. Now here the important thing will be the alphabetical order. Once the lowest locant rule is failed, then see the location whose alphabetical order will be preferentially will get the lowest locant. Now fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, you will get the bromo first in alphabetical order. So bromo should get the lowest number. So lowest number we are getting the 2 number or 3 number? 2 number. That means we have to give from numbering from iodine. So first number will be iodine, second number will be bromine, third number will be chlorine, fourth number will be fluorine. Yes or no? Once again I am repeating, when from both the sides the locants will be present in the same position, that is the substitutions will be present on the same location, then give the priority to the name of the alphabetical order of the substitution. Okay. Now here 2 bromo, okay, next 3 chloro, 2 bromo, 3 chloro, 4 fluoro, 1 iodo, cyclohexane. Yes or no? In according to alphabetical order, first of all bromine will comes, next chlorine, next fluorine, and last iodine. Now in this case numbering must be done from double bond through. So here double bond is there. Okay. Now the thing is, suppose if I am taking the first carbon here, second carbon here, so you will get the third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Okay. This is the first possibility. And one more possibility you have. Suppose if the anti-clockwise direction, if you give the numbering, in anti-clockwise direction if you give the numbering, in anti-clockwise direction if you give the numbering, this is 1, this will be 2, this is the chlorine, so 1 2, this will be 3 4 5 6. So in the first case you are getting the double bond on the first position, chlorine on the third position, and bromine on the sixth position. Now in the second case, double bond getting the first position, bromine getting the third position, chlorine is also getting the chlorine getting the sixth position. That means in both clockwise and anti-clockwise we are getting the same position of locants. That means we have to see the alphabetical order. Now in alphabetical order, bromine will come first or chlorine will come first? Bromine. That means bromine should get the lowest number. That means bromine should get the least number, that is the 3 number. That means this numbering will be incorrect and this number will be correct. Are you getting my point? According to which 3 bromo, are you getting my point? 6 chloro, cyclohexane. Are you getting my point? 3 bromo, 6 chloro, cyclohexane. Okay. Next, here double bond will be out of the parent chain. Whenever the double bond will be not included in the parent chain, we can use the special name methylene, otherwise methylidene. Okay. Methylidene cyclohexane. Now here bromine is there, here methyl group is there. Double bond first get the number 1 2. Suppose if I am taking the 1 2, so the bromine will get the 4th position. Otherwise if I am taking here 1 2, so this is the 4th and bromine will be get the 5th position. So location will be the here from the both the sides you are getting the same location. Then go for the alphabetical order. Yes or no? So according to which bromine will first comes. Okay. Methyl will comes next. So that's why here 1 2, this will be 3 4 5 and 6. So the name will be 4 bromo 5 methyl cyclohexane. Yes or no? Next, here 3 different two different functional group and one substitution is there in the question number 16. Now what is the principal functional group among the OH and amine? So OH will be the senior functional group, principal functional group. So that will be getting the first number. And come to this will be the amino group. Are you getting my pen? This will be the bromo. Alphabetical order A will come first. So this will be the 3 and this will be the 5 in clockwise direction. So what I am writing here, 3 amino, 5 bromo, cyclohexane, 1 ol. Otherwise cyclohexanol, we can say this is as a cyclohexanol. Obviously the ol, that is a functional group, should be located on the first carbon. Now here 3 functional groups are there. Cyanide is there, carboxylic acid is there, and aldehyde is there. Do you know the principal functional group here out of these 3? That is the carboxylic acid. So once the super senior functional group will be identified, as a senior most functional group is identified, the carbon will be first number. And come to the CN. CN is now it is a prefix cyano. Okay. And CHO, it is also prefix known as a formyl. Now here C will comes in first in alphabet. So that's why second number will be the cyano. Third, fourth, fifth number will be the formate. So what I am writing, 2 cyano, 5 formyl, cyclohexane, carboxylic acid. There is a special suffix for the carboxylic acid because the carboxylic acid carbon is not included in the parent chain. Yes or no? Now here you see the preference I am giving to the bromine first number, next to chlorine second number, and fourth number iodine, because in alphabets you will get the bromine first. Okay. Now if you see lowest locant rule, after that only we have to see the name of the alphabetical order of the substitution. Okay. Now according to which 1 bromo, 2 chloro, 4 iodo, cyclohexane. Okay. Now question number 19. Here OH is the functional group. So we have to give the first priority to the carbon, lowest number to the carbon to which OH group is attached. If you see in clockwise or anti-clockwise, if this is the first number, second number, this will be third, fourth, fifth and sixth number. Are you getting my point? Now here on the third position chlorine is there, on the sixth position bromine is there. If you see clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction, you will get the same locations. Yes or no? Now here 6 bromo, 3 chloro, 6 bromo, 3 chloro, cyclohexa. There are 2 double bonds are there. That's why we have to write the diene hexa 1 comma 4 diene, and there are 2 ols are there, 1 comma 5 diol. OH is the functional group. So secondary suffix will be the ol, diol on the first carbon and the fifth carbon. Okay. Now here the functional group will be the carboxylic acid. So that's why we have to treat it, this is a parent chain. Once it is a parent chain, okay, this is the first carbon, this will be the second carbon. So this will be the substituent. This is the cyclohexyl ring is a substituent. On the second carbon there is a cyclohexyl, 2 carbon ethane, oic acid, ethane, oic acid, nothing but ethanoic acid. Okay. And last one more is there, that is the question number 21. Here senior most functional group, super, that is the senior functional group will be the acid chloride. So the remaining two will be simple substitutions. Simple substitutions, this is the simple substitution. When it is a simple substitution, this is known as a carbamyl and this is the hydroxy. Okay, now the functional group will be the acid chloride. This is the acid chloride, this is a special suffix carbonyl chloride. So this is the first number. Now come to alphabetical order, this will be the next preference and next third preference, this one. Okay, now the name will be 3 carbamyl 5 hydroxy cyclohexane carbonyl chloride. Cyclohexane carbonyl chloride.
Shit.